COVID-19 continues its fall surge in Oklahoma City and London, in Tulsa and in Paris. All across most of America and most of the European Union, the virus is flourishing. And that's resulting in what experts are calling COVID fatigue. People are tired of being cooped up, tired of feeling scared, tired of being careful. And as Jason Doyle reports, COVID fatigue is making getting control of the pandemic that much more difficult.
Since the COVID-19 pandemic entered Oklahoma in March, we've heard the same thing over and over.
We need everyone to watch their distance, to wash their hands, wear a mask.
Wash your hands, watch your distance, and wear a mask.
Take this virus seriously. Wear your mask, social distance, follow all CDC guidelines.
People are feeling the effects of the repeated message and the impact of the ongoing pandemic on their life.
It is being under a stressful situation for a long period of time. And although we're not in combat in the sense of fearing that we're going to get shot, certainly the reality that this disorder, this disease can be fatal puts us kind of in a similar situation.
Officials notice that COVID fatigue is setting in.
Everybody is sick of talking about this pandemic. I am too. There are a lot of great things happening in our community right now that I would love to be having a press conference about every 2 weeks to tell you about instead of talking about a pandemic.
Oklahoma City Mayor David Holt recently took to Facebook expressing his frustration with rising COVID infection rates, writing in part, "Sometimes I think pandemic fatigue is the second most damaging phenomenon after the virus. I get it. It's tiresome to take precautions." Dr. Art Rousseau agrees.
Now, I don't think it's the whole thing that's causing the reoccurrence, but it's certainly playing a part in it.
It seems that our pandemic fatigue is rooted in our rebellious nature.
With us being in the situation of being asked to isolate ourselves, to not do the things that we enjoy doing, having to wear a mask, it is our human nature to want to kind of resist that, rebel against it.
When there is not exactly an end to our marching, then we tend to get a bit frustrated. With the frustration, there come negative thoughts. The negative thoughts impact how we act to each other and on a daily basis.
Dr. Ostermeyer says when people feel like there's no end to the pandemic, they tend to act out.
Acting out right now under COVID can take many forms. It can be as simple as not properly wearing one's mask anymore, not paying attention that we are still in the pandemic.
Resistance to helping provide information to public health officials is rising, and it could cause the virus to increase its spread, as noted this week by Dr. Bruce Dart.
Sadly, the majority of individuals decline to provide contact information for close contacts or places they have been. This makes contact tracing exceedingly challenging and difficult to work to slow the spread of this disease.
People getting frustrated with the pandemic and its precautions is normal.
So we shouldn't be shy to vent our frustration as long as we got it out and then we tell ourselves, hey, we want to still go through this on a positive way.
Tulsa Mayor G.T. Bynum adds, when the public displays pandemic fatigue, it affects frontline healthcare workers too.
Then to leave their work every day after a long shift, wearing a mask, and then to go out and see folks not taking it seriously, to see folks who are just sick of hearing about the pandemic and so just going to pretend like it's not here anymore.
Mental health professionals suggest we should take a step back if we feel like we can't keep up our vigilance against COVID-19.
We need to focus on what we can control and not focus on controlling everything, because that's not possible.
So there isn't any simple answer that I can give you as to just, follow step A, B, and C, but it is recognizing our nature.
One thing they suggest to keep in mind, it might take a while, but the COVID pandemic will not last forever.
Guess what? It's going to be over. We don't know exactly when, but nothing in history ever lasted forever.
Jason Doyle, the Oklahoma News Report.